It's wrong. It's getting audio from somewhere. You can kill that. like they're all intensely.
Hey everyone, we just moved to California. We all know moving can be pretty annoying, but Chewy always has our back. We immediately stocked up on the most important thing, which is obviously my food. We love how easy it is to get a variety of food right to your doorstep, anything from kibble to canned food to raw food. These freeze-dried patties are one of my favorite treats, and we bring them on all of our ventures around California. I like that Chewy lets me try cool new foods all the time. My mom said I had to include my sister in this video too, and I guess it's kind of cool she can get her food from here too. Anyways, check out Chewy for your next food order.
we're definitely done for the day when we bring them in. So we just had a lightning strike 22 miles away, so we're probably doing this for about a half hour maybe, and then be finished.
Okay.
All right.
Are we going live at 10?
We're gonna do Dan.
Okay, Neil, can you hear me?
I got you. You got me.
Yeah. Got about a minute.
Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna run Day in the Life like we did before, and then come in right behind it.
Okay. Thank you.
Joe, we just lost picture. That's probably you though, getting ready to start, right?
Yeah, I'm in black.
Gotcha.
Start from black.
Gotcha. I don't have sound, Joe. Got it now.
Neil, do you know what hole we're going to start on, or what tee? Are we starting on?
Yeah, we're starting at 10 o'clock on number 1, 10:05 on number 10. You get that?
Yeah, hole 1. But I'm going to come to you first.
City Springboro and Heatherwood Golf Club would like to welcome you to today's coverage of the Ohio High School Athletic Association Division II Girls State Championship. Getting ready to get the ball in the air here a little bit on a very wet morning here at Heatherwood. We've been delayed because of weather, over an inch of rain last night. I'm Neil Amberger here with Jordan Gilkinson. We're going to try to play. I don't know that the forecast looks promising. As you can see, our shot from number 1 tee, there is some rain coming our direction. But right now, course is playable, and we're going to do our best we can to play some golf this morning.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. We got some dark skies that looks like on the way here, so we're going to do our best to get some golf in.
We have 12 teams, 12 individuals competing for the state championship here this morning. This is the second round. First round was completed yesterday afternoon. We're going to be going off of number 1 and number 10 tees. So we're going to got cameras behind 1 and 10. We're going to try to bring everyone's tee shot this morning and keep our fingers crossed with the weather. And then a little later on when we get played at 9 and 18 green, we'll have some cameras there for you to show you some golf action. First tee time on number 1 is 10 o'clock now. Was originally scheduled for 9, like I said earlier. Weather backed us up a little bit this morning, so but we're going to start at 10. So here in just a few seconds, really, we should be getting some people out there on number 1 tee.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit of a different challenge today for these ladies playing in what was some pretty firm and fast conditions yesterday, and then all the rain overnight. It's going to be a little softer, I would say.
Yeah, no question. Over an inch of rain overnight, and again, pretty steady rain this morning. We got a little break in the precipitation about an hour ago. Of course, has dried out enough to where we can get out there on it at this point in time. But yeah, we're definitely wet this morning. Before we see anyone on number 1 tee, Jordan, why don't we talk a little bit about the delay? You're getting prepared to tee at 9 o'clock, and all of a sudden we're pushed back an hour. How do you typically handle that? And when we get put in that situation?
I think it's important for these players to realize that everyone's going through the same adversity here. You know, they're all kind of going through their warm-ups and then have to reset. So whether that means they've got to do some more stretching to get loosened up or have a little bit less time of hitting balls since it was raining a lot this morning, they just got to put their game faces on, be ready to compete, and be as ready as they can with that short amount of time to warm up and be ready for that first tee shot.
All right, looks like we've got someone heading to number 1 tee. This is Abriella Schnell from Keystone, getting ready to get us underway this morning. If you weren't with us yesterday, number 1, a short par 4, playing 303 yards, a little dog leg to the right. Almost the perfect line is where the camera's set up today is that white post you see on 17 tee. That's the tee marker for 17. That's a really good target line to pick out there.
Yeah, kind of right up that right center, right edge of the fairway. It's right where she's going to be looking.
Didn't look like she had great contact there, Jordan.
Not her best there. I'm sure that could be stemming a little bit from the lack of warm-up we were just talking about, and
something
maybe
else
not being fully prepared.
Yeah, something else you run into is, you're playing with maybe some sort of rain gear or something on that you don't typically do.
Definitely.
Next to play here is Andrea Groman. She's from Van Buren. Yesterday, I will apologize to Lydia Rober. Lydia was playing in this position yesterday, and we had Andrea's name, so I called Lydia Andrea all day yesterday, so I apologize for that. But this morning we've got Andrea Groman from Van Buren getting ready to head out on number 1. Looks like she's got driver.
Yep. It's definitely a little bit chillier here this morning, so players will have on some pullovers and maybe some long pants. Looked like a pretty good strike there from Andrea. Took off on a good line. She seems to be pretty happy with it.
Again, 12 teams. These are the teams that starting off here didn't have as good a day as some of the others. We'll see some of the leading teams here later this afternoon or later this morning. So teams that finished in positions 7 through 12 are going to lead us out this morning. Then after they get on the golf course, teams that finished in 1 through 6 will get out there. This is Lainey Holmes from Chagrin Falls here. Lainey's a junior. Shot an even 100 yesterday, Jordan, in her first round.
Hopefully looking to do a little better than that today. I think the soft conditions will help these players as long as the bad weather stays away. Have a little bit more control over where their ball rolls to. Looks like that ball took off on a good line as well down the fairway.
All right, and we're off.
First group of round 2 is underway.
Albeit an hour late, but we're playing a little golf this morning.
Yep.
Again, next group will be teeing off here, staggered tee times at 10:05 off of number 10. It's going to be Piper Brodus, Ava Rawhill, and Megan Young. Again, typically what conditions, Jordan, how does that change your game plan?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mentality is how I'd put it. These people, the people that usually play the best in be it tough weather or soggy conditions, I refer to them as mudders, but they're not afraid of the elements. I think the way I look at it is it's almost like a little bit peaceful out there when you're under an umbrella and it's raining. You can just kind of hear the rain hitting and do your best to enjoy it and not get so frustrated when you hit bad shots, because in these conditions everyone's going to hit bad ones. So
yeah, definitely a different turf condition from yesterday. Yesterday fairways were firm and fast, and today wet and soppy.
yeah, I'm assuming, are they playing lift, clean, in place?
I would assume they are this
Yeah.
morning. I did not get a chance to talk to the tournament director, Steve Jurek, to see if that's what they were going to do, but I'm sure they would be playing lift, clean, in place in these conditions.
Yeah, so we'll be running into some rulings with either lift, clean, in place, or so I know some of the fairways had some puddles, so taking some temporary water relief.
That's right, the new name, what I know as casual water, has now been changed to temporary water.
Yeah.
Looks like we got our first player here heading out on number 10. If you weren't with us yesterday, 10, a little dog leg to the left here. Good lines right over that cart path.
Looks like first up is going to be Ava Rawhill from the Ridgewood Generals. She's going with driver here, trying to hit a little draw, it looks like, up that, probably just right of the cart path from where he had the camera angled today. See that ball take off, looked like it might be bouncing up into the fairway there, up that hill. And next up will be Megan Young. She is a freshman playing from Winford High School. She shot a 115 yesterday, hoping to improve a little bit on that. Also going with driver.
Is that good?
Just watching it.
Yeah, looks
Going
like
for
she's
the
happy
tee.
with that one.
Yeah. Good start to the day. Then last up here will be Piper Brodus, playing from Piketon. Piper a senior, so this will most likely be her last round of high school golf. Second round of the state championship here. Good way to finish. Minus the not so great weather conditions. Not her best there. It's all right though.
If you look at the positive, though, she's got a great lie.
Yeah. Kept it in the teeing area, so she'll have a good look at it.
All right, again, showing you shots this morning, hopefully of all the tee shots from these young ladies, off 1 and 10 tee. Staggered time so we can do that. And then once we get to play a little bit later, if the weather cooperates, obviously, we'll be bringing you some play from 9 and 18 green.
What's the most recent radar update looking like? Have you checked it in a while?
Last I looked at it, it wasn't great, but we're going to try to play for at least as long as we can.
Yep.
I don't think golf course could take much more water, so we'll see how that goes. All right, looks like we got Piper here for her second shot. Again, kind of the same angle she's going at here. Just up over the cart path would be perfect. Good direction.
Yep.
Just again, it could be the little wet conditions again, especially that tee being wet. You know, any little bit mishit fat.
Yeah, it's easy to chunk it.
Yeah, that water will definitely slow the club down and chunk it in this condition. So maybe a little bit what she ran into there. And then, you know, today we're obviously temporary water would be, I would assume everyone would get into it at some point today because we're so wet.
Yep.
Basically what that is if you're standing and your feet push water up, you get relief from that condition as a free drop. You find the nearest point of relief where you aren't in that condition.
That's right.
And then you get to drop your ball at that point. So you're not playing out of basically a puddle is what that rule's in place for.
Yep. There she goes. Looks like she got that one back in play. A lot of things not going in the way of the players this morning. Having little to no warm up, the wet conditions making it easy to chunk it, and might see a little bit tougher starts today, I'm predicting, versus yesterday.
I would agree. Again, showing you live coverage from the Division II Girls State Championship here at Heatherwood Golf Club in Springboro, Ohio. For those that aren't familiar with where we are, we're actually located between Cincinnati and Dayton, just off I-75. So in the southwest region of the state. Girls from all over the state traveling here to play in this tournament. Qualified out of 6 district locations, and depending on the number of girls and the schools and the number of schools in those districts, like the Northwest District, I think qualified 4 teams. I think the East District's only qualified 1. So it depends on the number of schools, Division II schools you had in that district, how many schools qualified and girls qualified.
Right.
Teams and individuals qualified at those sites. So we'll have a few individuals playing later that are playing for the individual title this morning. And then teams are teams of 5, and they count the 4 best scores to determine the champion. And we're going to crown a champion here today one way or the other.
That's right.
So if we do get rained out, we'll look at yesterday's score and we'll make it an 18-hole event as opposed to a 36-hole event. But our hope is today is to play enough golf to where we can crown a 36-hole champion. I don't think Jordan and I have a warm and fuzzy feeling that we're going to get to that point, but that's what we're going to try to do.
Yep.
First
Back
yellow ball of the day here on number 1 tee.
Looks like we got Casabella Phi going here first with iron off the tee at number 1. Pretty good swing there. Took off on a good line.
Again, 1 a little dog leg to the right. Choose a couple options off the tee. If you want to take driver, you can try to hit it down there a little bit farther to the right and get yourself a little closer to the green. You have to carry a little bit of rough if you do that. If you decide to play a little more safe, you can take an iron or a fairway hybrid or wood here, which looks like Ella Catney's chosen to do. And leave yourself a little longer shot in, but not have to carry that rough. Ella's a sophomore from Chagrin Falls here. Looks like solid contact there. Maybe start off a little bit right. Good temperature's good this morning.
Yeah.
It's probably mid-60s or so, so it's not a cool morning, just really wet.
If it could stay like this, I think we'd see some lower scores today.
Peyton Griffin next to play from Van Buren. She's dressed in all black, and that's appropriate because they're the Black Knights.
Other one looked like it took off right at that white sign there.
Yeah, looks like she's going with driver there, maybe playing a little bit of a fade to get it down there a little closer to the green, and looks like she's happy with it.
Yeah.
All right, second group off of number 1. Again, these players off of number 1 from Van Buren, Chagrin Falls, and Keystone. Looking to get our second group off of number 10. And these players are from Piketon, Ridgewood, and Winford. Again, coming from all around the state to get here to the state tournament at Heatherwood this morning.
What do you think the longest drive was that one of these teams had to make today or this week?
I would
3
say, looking
hours?
at, I've got the teams on a little map here in front of us. Looks like Edgewood's all the way up in the far northeast corner up there, almost to, I guess, Erie, Pennsylvania area, just outside of Erie, Pennsylvania there on the borders. That's obviously
Good hike.
Yeah, it looks like the longest. It's probably 4 hours plus to get down here from there. And then we know Fenwick here is probably, I don't
15 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 10, 15 miles from us. So they've got a real short little trip there. 3 qualifying teams from Cincinnati aren't that far away. But that's, you know, kind of no matter where you're playing the state championship at, you're going to be close to someone and farther away from someone else.
Yep.
All right, back to number 10 tee here. Looks like we've got Brianna Weaver from Piketon.
Went with iron off the tee there. Looked like it maybe took off a little right on her. You'll see some players playing with rain gloves today, going with left and right hand, so that could add a little bit more adversity to keeping the grips dry and being able to hold on to it.
Yeah, I was up in the shop earlier, and quite a few girls were coming in to get some rain gloves. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming it's been this way all around the state of Ohio, but we haven't had rain in a couple weeks or so. So I don't know that they were expecting that. Zoe Martin there looks like hit it a little bit low, but it looks like it jumped up in the fairway there.
Worked out all right.
Finally, we should be getting ready to see Maggie Ridge from Winford. I don't know, maybe we missed Maggie. Because it looks like they're heading off there to their balls already. We either missed the first tee shot or Maggie didn't make it this morning for some reason. I'm not real sure exactly. Let's see how many people are walking out in the fairway. I'm assuming that was Brianna Weaver that we saw there earlier, but I mean, possibly that could have been Maggie Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably was Maggie Ridge, and we probably missed Brianna. Yeah, I'm assuming we missed Brianna Weaver's tee shot, or they're just playing twosomes today. Just looking at school colors, Piketon Scarlet and Gray, and Winford's Royal Blue. Looks like she's got a Royal Blue logo on her chest. So this is going to be Maggie Ridge. Getting ready to play her second shot here on number 10. Looks like she had good contact there. Again, obviously a little bit uphill as she's kind of running up the ridge there to see
Going to
if
check.
she can tell where it went.
Yep. Looks like we're starting to have a little bit of rain come down here too.
Yeah, it's what we were hoping not to see, because being as wet as the course is right now, we can't take very much before we're going to become unplayable. Yeah, definitely looks like Zoe's got her umbrella out there on number 10.
Yep. I think it's important to note too that a lot of the teams toward the top of the leaderboard and individuals won't be teeing off till later, maybe around like 11 to 11:30. And if we get much more weather, they might not even get to start their round.
Yeah, that's correct. We're doing the best we can to make this a 36-hole event, and I think everyone saw the forecast yesterday and knew that this was a possibility. So, you know, as they were playing their rounds yesterday, I think in the back of everyone's minds they could have known that, hey, this may be it.
Yep.
And, let me take advantage of my opportunity.
Yeah, do the best they can because they might not get another round.
Yeah.
And in order to define a champion, everyone's got to play the same amount of holes and ideally the same holes. Like not everyone's going to, if they only play 9 holes, that won't work because some are going off the back.
Yeah, that's definitely the case here today because we're using staggered tees. We have to make this an 18-hole event. Can't make it 27 holes if we get 27 done because they haven't played the same holes.
Yep.
We're looking to get it in here. The rain picks up a little bit more here. Hopefully this is just a brief little shower for us and we get to move on here. But again, there goes Zoe down number 10 out on the golf course. We've got 2 groups out there. And again, you're playing tournament golf, you got to be ready to play in a little bit of weather. So they should be prepared.
Yep. Hopefully they all got their umbrellas. They got a little rain slick on, maybe some rain pants too to stay as dry as they can. I know it's not possible to stay dry in this weather because you can't hit under an umbrella, but doing the best they can and just embrace it. As long as there's no lightning, we're going to keep them out there as long as we can, as long as the course can sustain it. And
yeah, and again, like I said, we're pretty saturated. You get into a rules issue a little bit when, while we're talking about the puddling.
right.
You can take relief from puddling, but if you
There's
have to
nowhere
take,
to go.
you have to take full relief from puddling. So if you're just playing in one big puddle, you don't have anywhere to take relief from, and at that point, course becomes unplayable, and we have to bring the young ladies back in. And as we start off here, number 10's elevated a little bit. I think that fairway is typically pretty dry, but number 1 starts heading down to the creek, as you can see on the shot here. That tree line's got a creek in it, so it's a little more. Number 1 fairway down by the greens a little bit wetter.
Yep, as we watch Jordan Patton here from Van Buren teeing off with what looks like a hybrid on number 1. Maybe rolled it a little bit there.
Yeah, obviously the weather conditions are causing a little bit of issue because we saw a lot of really good tee shots yesterday. Didn't see hardly anyone not strike the ball solidly, and quite a few of these young ladies this morning are having trouble, whether it be with their rain gear or just the weather and slip grip conditions. And it's important that your grip's dry. And if you've been hitting balls on the range and out in the rain this morning, because it was raining earlier and they were hitting some balls. It could be a number of factors that would cause you not to make solid contact.
Yep. Next up here, we're going to have Kennedy Akakalo from Keystone. Pretty solid round yesterday for her, shooting 87. She's a junior. And hopefully looking to do even better today. Also going with what looks like a hybrid off the tee. Seemed like another one a little low on the face there, but got it out there. It's in the fairway, you can see on the screen.
Yeah, as the rain comes down a little bit harder here, again, uncomfortable obviously, and typically you're not really practicing in this unless you're really committed to golf, right? And you're going to play some tournaments. A lot of these young ladies may have not hit very many golf balls at all in the rain before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure once they step out from under their umbrellas to go hit their shots, there's going to be a little bit of urgency, trying to maybe rush a little bit and get back to being under the umbrella. So there could be a little bit of just some indecision going into these shots and lack of commitment, just trying to get back under their umbrella. I know I've done that before. Last up here, we got Natalie Vinorski from Chagrin.
Yeah, you can see Natalie draped in full rain gear with the gloves and the whole deal. Again,
yeah.
Like we're talking about, how often you think Natalie's actually practiced hitting golf shots with that apparel on?
Probably not in a while, too. Like you said, we haven't had much rain, and it's tough to practice in rain if there's no rain.
It's true.
And we'll see Jordan Patton here hitting her second shot, trying to get one back in play here. There she goes.
Yeah, that one was struck well.
Yep. Back in play. Maybe hit it on the green and get a look at par.
Again, the tournament being administered by the Miami Valley Golf Association, so they'll, along with the Ohio High School Athletic Association, will make the call as far as when we get to that point. Also, you know, obviously be checking with the superintendent, Dan Walter, here to see if we do get to a point that we're unplayable. But we are getting a little more rain here as we speak. Umbrellas out everywhere, and it's an unfortunate situation here because obviously we were hoping to get a 36-hole event in, but the more and more rain we get here, the less likely it is that that's going to happen. And again, from play yesterday, difficult golf course, and it took the girls a long time to get around. We finished up probably 5 o'clock or so last night, and that was starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. Now we've pushed back to 10. So if you just looked at the time frame of that, we finished at 6 on a beautiful day. With the rain and the weather and the, you know, taking drops and the conditions they're playing in today, obviously pace of play is going to be a little bit more of an issue and take a little longer to play. I mean, we're at this point pushing darkness almost. It's dark probably around 7 or so here, so
Especially with the overcast conditions. Probably
Yeah,
gets
so-
dark a little bit earlier.
sure. So if we have to bring these young ladies in because of rain, I mean, there's not a very good chance that we're going to get back out and complete play today here. We've got
Josie Stanton there from Ridgewood hitting her tee shot. Looks like she might have used a little bit of the cart path there to.
yeah, it could have been a great bounce for her right off that path,
Yeah.
right up into the fairway.
That's what it looked like. I think it's going to work out. Next up here, we're going to have Peyton Day from Piketon. And these are the 3 players from after yesterday's round getting repaired by score. So Peyton with the 3rd best score from the Piketon squad, going with driver on number 10. She's aimed up just right of the path, going for a little draw. Took off on a nice line. She seems all right with it. She hustles back to get under the umbrella.
Yeah, quick tee pickup today might not mean you hit a good shot.
Yeah.
It might mean you want to get out of the rain.
That's right, yeah. And last up here, we're going to have Willa Johnson from the Winford Lions.
We haven't talked much about scores from yesterday, but again, these teams are probably far enough back that they're really not in the running for the state championship. Columbus Academy is leading, Madeira is 2nd, Fenwick is 3rd, and they've distanced themselves a little bit from these teams. So these young ladies are probably here just to enjoy around the golf, and
Yeah,
weather makes it a little more difficult to do that. But enjoy
Definitely.
the state experience. It'll be something to talk about
yep.
as you get a little bit older.
Yeah, something to be proud of for these girls to make it to the States. And like you said, it's tough to enjoy days like today, but they'll look back on it with good memories. And everyone on the grounds crew and all the Miami Valley staff are doing their best to make this round possible.
Yeah, it looked like Willa hit a nice shot there on 10 as she headed off. I'm just sitting here, Jordan, thinking how unfortunate it is for these young girls to, especially the ones that haven't been here before,
Right.
Teams that have just qualified for the first time, to not get a full 36-hole event in. But harder and harder it rains here, the more and more I feel like that we're not.
It's hard to have a positive
Yeah,
outlook.
exactly, exactly right. And the radar doesn't look great either.
Yeah.
So
But hopefully the enjoyment the ladies had both yesterday and the practice round can even out the not so great weather today. And I know it seemed like in the interviews yesterday after the rounds, all those girls were smiling ear to ear, talking
were.
about how much fun they had, and everyone's trying to make it the best experience possible for them. So, and we've even got a live stream that they can go back and watch.
that's
when,
right.
when they're
They
done.
They can watch YouTube for
Yeah.
Maybe you know this, being a little younger than me. How long does something stay on YouTube? Is it on YouTube forever?
I think so. I've seen videos from decades ago that are still on here.
All right, so they get to
yeah.
see our smiling faces for as long as they'd like to.
I don't know if that's
It's
the best part,
it's
but
definitely not the best part.
yeah.
But you know,
yeah, as you can
I don't
see
know.
there.
You'd probably almost rather see the rain falling pretty hard there than see
Yeah.
us, probably.
Yeah, you can see all the girls are starting to bundle up with their hoods on, umbrellas up, and
You can see, as this camera shot here, you can see how hard it's coming down here now. And again, over an inch of rain overnight, and then a little bit more on top of that this morning, and then throwing what we're getting here on top of it. Outlook isn't great to get 18 holes in here today, but we're going to bring it to you until they tell us that they're not going to play anymore, and get as many young ladies on camera as we can, and get as many people out on the golf course as we can.
going back to number 1 tee here of the teams of Van Buren, Chagrin Falls, and Keystone. Looks like first to play here is going to be Alexis Askew from Keystone. Going with iron off the tee here. Took off a little right on her, which isn't going to kill her. She might even get a little bit of cart path love over there, so I think it'll be all right.
Looks like we see a rules official coming into play there.
Rules official, maybe a coach.
Not sure what's going on there.
Maybe a player might be coming back to hit a shot.
Maybe. There is a pond down there, a little bit to the left of the green.
Yeah, there's some
like
OB
maybe,
right of the green too.
Yeah, that's right. Cart path there. You could have hit the cart path and bounced out of bounds. So looks like that's exactly what's happening. Looks like a player from the first group is returning here to drop to play her shot in.
Yep. Yeah, course is going to be playing a lot longer today. Expect these ladies to have more woods and hybrids and long irons into the green versus yesterday where they were getting some roll on their tee shots and having wedges. I know on paper the course may not be playing to the longest distance, but you can add, I mean, in my opinion, at least like 200 or 300 yards to whatever it was yesterday.
Sure, like I said, yesterday fairways were fast and firm, getting quite a bit of roll, and today I'm sure hardly any roll at all. Again, if you're wondering how long they're playing the golf course today, the course is set up at just over 5,000 yards for these girls, and it is a par 71, so it's kind of where we are there. And again, as you see, as she waits, she runs back to get into the tent, which is pretty smart on her part.
Yeah.
All right.
Got her first pink golf ball today. I believe this is Kate Murphy here, teeing off from Chagrin Falls. Looks like she's just going to, oh, nope, there the hood goes down. I thought she was going to keep it on for the shot. Took off on a nice line.
Yeah, looks like great contact there.
She's smiling. She likes it.
All right, final player in this group is Lauren Hibbard from Van Buren.
Also going with hybrid off the tee here. Looks like she's aimed right at the white sign. Took off on a nice line. Yeah, she likes it. Good start to the day.
Again, just taking a peek here at my phone with the radar, and I don't want to keep bringing it
There's
up.
lots of green, blue, and yellow on there at my first glance I took.
Yeah. So, all right.
If we can keep it to just like a light, steady rain, I think the course can handle it. So, keep the fingers crossed.
Again, bringing you coverage today of the Division II Girls State Championship here for the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Neil Amberger here with Jordan Gilkison. And cameras right now behind number 1 tee and number 10 tee. We're doing double tees this morning. Going to try to bring you all the tee shots from these young ladies, and hopefully we get all the young ladies on the golf course. Next up, we should be going to number 10 tee here shortly. Again, 12 teams, 12 individuals, getting the first wave of 6 teams out here. After this wave gets out, they get their 5 players from each team on the course. We'll start the second wave of teams.
What's your prediction, Neil, with the scores today? You think they'll be a little bit lower today, a little bit higher?
I think with the weather, although the course itself might be more receptive to shots, I think the conditions are going to lead to some higher scores today.
Yeah.
You know, if you're hitting shots in the green, you might get them to hold a little bit better, but you're going to be hitting longer shots in.
Right.
So my gut tells me that, you know, if you're a tour player and you're used to this and you've played in this and practiced in this a lot, I think those people would shoot lower scores on the course today. If you're not very familiar with how this is, and if you haven't played a lot of golf in this weather, I think it actually becomes more difficult.
Definitely.
Again, tour players have a caddy keeping everything dry. It's going to be almost impossible for these girls to keep all their equipment dry today. So some grip slipping and so on and so forth would make for a more difficult day for them, I think.
Would tend to agree with you. Looks like going over to number 10 here, we've got Elena Hitchcock teeing off first from Piketon.
Elena with no rain gear at all.
Yeah, she's just going to grind it out today. I like it. Looks like she's 1 for 1. That took off on a nice line.
She's still got her yellow glove from yesterday.
Yeah, I wonder if that doubles as like a rain glove too.
Could very well be.
Very versatile. Next up here will be JC Hess from Ridgewood. She shot a 99 yesterday, so 1 below 100, and looking to maybe feel a nice little 89 today. Go 1 below 90. Going with driver off the tee.
And perfect line here is almost right up that cart path you're seeing there.
She's set up in a good spot there. Looks like it just got over, going right toward that umbrella there, so she's in play. Maybe not her best swing, but again, like we were saying yesterday on these first tee shots, especially with the rain they're dealing with now, just getting something up in play where they can have a shot at the green coming in is priority number 1. Then last up here will be Riley Robinson from Winford, going with iron off the tee. I think it maybe took off a little right on her. She's watching it.
You can see that ball splash as you hit it, and you can actually start to see a little water puddle in there on the front of that tee. So we are to the point now. We've got 4 golfers from each team on the golf course now. So again, 5-player teams. So we're going to be looking at the number 1 players, who typically are the better players for the teams. Usually how coach set things up, in case you know you're coming down to the end and you need your better player to make a good score. That's how typically they'll set their teams up.
Yep.
So looking to see the better players are from the first 6 teams get out on the golf course this morning. The good news is I think the rain's let up a little bit here at our broadcast location. It's still raining a little bit, but not near as hard as it was.
What do you think the threshold is for, like, when is too much water? I know there's probably some puddles out there on the course right now, which is okay, but are they looking for puddles on the greens, or?
Well, obviously if the greens are puddling and you can't putt, that would cause them to suspend play. And again, like I said, as much as we had this morning, if you get to a situation where you've got a hole, typically 14, water will stand in 14 fairway pretty bad. If that fairway itself becomes, you know, to the point where you can't take relief from the temporary water aspect, then that hole becomes unplayable. And at that point, you're going to have to suspend play.
Yeah, and I'm sure that, you know, Dan Walter and his whole ground crew, Andy, Brody, they're all working hard out there right now trying to remove those puddles. So
yeah, I've seen a bunch of the staff driving by on hole 18. We can see hole 18 from here. And again, they'll try to squeegee the water off as best that they can, but at some point it just becomes too saturated to play golf. But it hasn't kept the fans from coming out. Look at all the fans here on number 10 watching these young ladies play golf.
Got all the umbrellas out there.
Probably helped umbrella sales in the shop, I bet.
Yeah. Definitely not a good day to forget your umbrella.
Not much to commentate there when we're just looking at the fans with umbrellas there, I guess.
Good sign of how much it's raining.
Yeah, we actually can see where JC's tee shot ended up right there. It looks like she's hit her approach shot into the green.
Yep.
Not too far away, actually, there. Probably 150 yards or so from the green after that tee shot, even though it wasn't her best. As long as she had a good lie in the rough, she should have been able to advance it up there on the green, or if not on, at least close. All right, let's pan back to number one. We can see the players that were in the fairway have hit their tee shots toward the green. And again, looking at the last players from Van Buren, Chagrin Falls, and Keystone getting ready to tee off.
Looks like some solid scores from this group yesterday. 75 from Addison, 72 from Elizabeth, and 75 from Sophia. So I'm expecting to see some good tee shots from this group coming up here.
Yeah, again, the weather's obviously causing some havoc because, like we said yesterday, there weren't more than 2 or 3 bad tee shots that we saw from anyone, and we've seen quite a few tee shots not struck solidly this morning from these young ladies.
Right. And first to play here from Van Buren will be Addison Adams. She shot a nice 75 yesterday, so looks like she'll be going with a hybrid or 3-wood off the first tee here. She seems prepared for today. Got the rain pants on, rain jacket, maybe a rain glove too. She knew it was coming.
We've thrown some shout outs to Dan Walter and his staff, and as we're sitting here, Carl from the Miami Valley Cable Council and their crew are tinkering with wires and stuff to keep us on air. Water doesn't help electronical equipment either, so they're doing a yeoman's job this morning to get us on the air.
Definitely.
And keep everything going, and we do appreciate their efforts. And hopefully we don't get too much water on the electronical equipment, and we get to keep bringing the golf to you today.
Yeah, big shout out to that whole crew. I mean, they've done a great job with, Carl, Liberty, Joe, and then they're all their students out manning the cameras.
Yeah, students from Springboro High School are manning cameras for us today, and
put in a lot of time and preparation to make this happen, so gonna send them their flowers, and couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah. Elizabeth Pollock here from Chagrin Falls getting ready to hit her tee shot. Looks like that one solidly struck.
Yeah, another nice
Very
swing.
happy with that, and really maybe our first true quick tee pickup this morning.
Yeah, didn't need to watch that one. And then last up here will be Sophia Clerico from Keystone. Again, these are the number 1 players from yesterday's round for each team, so looking to lead their team to another good score today. She's going with a 3-wood. Take another nice shot there, 3 for 3.
All right, so all the players from Van Buren, Chagrin Falls, and Keystone are on the golf course. Just looking to get everyone from Piketon, Ridgewood, and Winford on the course off of number 10. Again, staggered tee times this morning, off of 1 and 10 tees here at Heatherwood. Again, you're watching live coverage of the Ohio High School Athletic Association Division II Girls State Championship. Again, 2 divisions in golf for girls in Ohio, split basically right down the middle. Number of girls here, 213 is the largest amount of girls in a school. Again, that's all 4 classes, all the way down to we've got a school with 35 girls, an individual playing with a school that's only got 35 girls in their 4 classes. So starts at the bottom and works all the way up. I don't know exact cutoff point, but the largest school we have here today is at 213.
Yep.
Again, umbrella's still out. But the rain has subsided a little bit. Not raining as hard as it was earlier, but we still are getting some rain.
Just like a steady little, not too bad of a rain. Pretty easy to play in.
Again, looking at the down number 1 fairway toward the group of Addison Adams, Elizabeth Pollock, and Sophie Clerico.
Got one more group in the first wave to go off number 10.
Hopefully you're still getting our signal here. I'm starting to get a little bit of a
Little
breakup
static.
in my headphone here, but I'm just going to keep talking like you do hear me. So maybe, I don't know if that's good or not, George. That's, people are probably wanting me to shut up as it is right now.
No, definitely not.
There, we should be getting ready to head over to number 10 tee right now. Layla Kelly, Bryn Hartstein, and Caroline Sheldon. Last players from their respective teams should be getting ready to tee off right about now.
Here we go. Should be Bryn Harstein here. Recognize her from the cross-handed grip.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Going with 3-wood off the tee, it looks like.
Pretty unusual to see a cross-handed player, and now in today's age with so many instructors and no one teaching that style, but
Makes it work.
obviously she shot 76 yesterday, and
Yeah.
she's definitely got some speed through the ball.
You like that one?
Next up, Caroline Sheldon from Winford. Winford, just Sandusky area, let's say, south of Sandusky.
Take another good shot there.
Yeah,
Took
start
off
off
right
on-
over the car path.
Yeah, start off on a good line right there.
Then last up here we'll have Layla Kelly from Piketon teeing off. Seems like Piketon has some team shoes. They got those red Nikes.
Yeah, the Jordans they're wearing.
Yeah.
I think from the interviews we heard, I think this is Pikeston's first trip to the state championship, if I remember the young ladies talking to Maureen yesterday afternoon were saying that. And again, you can see the wet condition there. She caught it a little bit behind the ball and the big old splat. And
For sure.
with the wet condition, anything heavy, slow your club head down immediately.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
Again, kind of important for coaches to let the girls know the temporary water rule, and today, like today, so they understand the rules and can take those rules and use them to their benefit.
Yeah.
Again, saw that spot there on that tee a little bit earlier, looked like it was starting to puddle, so there's a good chance that maybe there's a little bit of temporary water there. She would get relief from that. She wouldn't have to play from that if that was the case. And what she would do is find the nearest position, no closer to the hole, where she wasn't standing in temporary water, and get a free drop from that. Jordan, I'm not positive. You probably know this rule better than I do. Do you get to place that, or is that a drop?
The temporary water, it's a drop.
Yeah.
But then if they're playing lift, clean, and place, she would get
No,
to then
that's true, and
place
I'm
it.
sure they probably are at this point.
Yeah.
but again, how the rules work, you would drop that ball and then pick it up and place
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Looks like she's going to go with iron here for the second shot. A little bit heavy again there, but using the cart path to her advantage. Looked like a couple bounces to get it back in the fairway.
Again, starting to get signal in my headset, Jordan, breaking up a little bit here. We're doing the best we can with these wet conditions and the electronic equipment to keep coverage coming to you again. So, but if you do hear a little bit of static or we're breaking in, cutting in and out, we apologize for that. But we are
We're doing our best.
yeah, we're fighting a battle here with the rain and the wet conditions. So if that does happen, again, we're trying to do what we can do here and doing the best we can do.
Yeah.
All right, so in this point in time right now, we've got all the players from the first wave of teams onto the golf course. I'm getting ready to start the next wave. So these would be the players that had better rounds, or the teams that had better scores yesterday, the top scores.
Yep.
Going off of number 1 is going to be the top 3 teams: Columbus Academy, Madeira, and Fenwick. Columbus Academy is leading the team by 10
That's
over
right.
Madeira.
Yep.
And Fenwick's following closely behind there. Also, I believe the individual leader in the clubhouse is on Columbus Academy. She's playing in the 1 position, so we'll probably get to see her teeing off here shortly.
First up from Madeira, we will have Maggie Meyer. Looks like she's going to go with driver to start her round.
Looks like maybe started a little bit to the left.
Yeah, still pretty good swing though. Took
Sure.
off on a solid line.
Yeah, and what conditions you got to factor that in. Maybe you were hitting 3-wood there yesterday because you're getting the roll. Today you might want to hit driver because you're not playing for any roll. Next to play here would be Marin Weber from Fenwick. Looks like they went away from the neon team socks, which they were wearing yesterday.
Yeah, need a different mojo.
Nice
Looks
strike
like
there.
Yeah, good swing. See that one bouncing down the fairway?
And rain seems to have stopped here for the moment, so again, these young ladies not having to deal with at least the raindrops. Interesting here, this is Mira Serini, and no tee there, Jordan. She just set the ball down, and
Did she?
she did. She just didn't tee it up, so she's playing this hybrid right off the turf.
Hope she gave herself a good lie.
Nice swing there. Looks like she liked it.
Yep.
Again, 5 members per team. She got a high five from the coach right there. So 5 members per team. Top 4 scores count. And again, Columbus Academy is in the lead right now, and also 3-time defending state champion. So coming into the week, I think they were definitely, if you had to pick a favorite, it would have been them.
Yep.
Madeira played well yesterday, and are within 10 strokes of them. I'm sure Madeira and anyone close in the individual contest is hoping that we get this round in, so they have the opportunity to chase the leaders down a little bit.
And that's really all those players are looking for, is a chance to win with about 9 holes to go, keep it close enough, and then once that back 9 rolls around, anything can happen.
Yeah, especially with these conditions. And
Yep.
I think if you're chasing someone that's got a little bit of a lead on you, you'd almost rather have adverse conditions to give yourself the little opportunity
Yeah.
to make some ground up that, on a perfect day, that person might not come back to you a little bit, but you get a little bit more adverse conditions chance of them to make a few more mistakes
Yep.
than what they normally may do. So,
Day like today can separate the mentally tough players from the players who can kind of just almost not give up, but kind of not play with as much intensity in weather like this.
yeah, and again, like we talked about a little bit earlier, there's some players that just seem to perform better in bad conditions. And I
Right.
think to talk about whether it's mentally or what it is.
Just
There's
got to dig deep.
Yeah, something there that some people just can handle better than others. All right, should be looking for someone here on number 10T. Again, this is going to be the first opportunity to see teams from Zane Trace, Wason, and Archibald. Again, these teams are in 4th, 5th, and 6th in the team scores. Again, we'll be seeing the 5 players for them tee off first. Typically, players that didn't have the best day yesterday, we can see scores, and those scores weren't terrific. Again, they need to play today because their score may count. They may be one of the 4 or the 5 scores that they need to
Turn things around.
Yeah, chase down someone in front of them there. Starting to rain a little bit here again, Jordan. We had a little break there where we didn't have any at all, but now we're starting to get a little bit hitting our tent here, picking up just a bit. I feel like we've talked about the weather quite a bit, but it's kind of part of the story here this
It's going
morning.
to be the story of the day, yeah. Who can overcome the challenges and find their stride in this tough weather. First up here, we're going to have Chloe Johnson on number 10 from Zane Trace. Going with driver off the tee. Take a solid swing there, took off on a good line.
Kind of a blind landing area up there, obviously, as they're hitting it up the hill, but looks like she hit that one well.
For players who hit it higher today, they got to make sure to watch their ball all the way because it might plug.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Miami Valley Golf Association does have a lot of spotters out there, so hopefully if it does plug, they can spot it for them. McKenna Bickle here from Archibald. Good swing. Looks like it may have started a little bit out to the right.
Yeah, but if it's drawn back, that should be a pretty good shot. She seems all right with it.
Yeah, she does. Finally, Sophie Medina from Wason to play. She's a sophomore. Also starting out a little bit to the right, but
it should be in play.
Yeah.
I think she'll find it.
Fairway's pretty wide out there.
Yep.
All right, Jordan, as we get some of the teams out there that are in competition for the championship, nerves for them, excitement, how you think they slept, everything when they're sleeping on that in a 2-round event. I'm sure Columbus Academy, like I said, they're the 3-time defending state champions. They're familiar with the situation, probably maybe a little advantage for them, knowing that they've been here and done it before.
Definitely an advantage being in a situation like this before. And honestly, I think having the weather troubles we had this morning where players kind of weren't warming up for a little bit, and then they were all kind of hanging out in the clubhouse. For me, at least, that would be like a little bit of a relaxer. You know, like I might be nervous getting here, but kind of once you get to the course and see that everyone's dealing with the rain we had, and then getting to hang out with your team in the clubhouse for a little bit, kind of relax and take your mind off the pressure that's ahead of you, I think can kind of calm you down. And
Sure, and the good thing from them too is starting with the later tee times. Once
yeah,
you know, when we decided to play at 10 o'clock, it was that decision came at 9:35 or whatever. It was like, okay, we got 25 minutes. We're going
right,
to hit our first shot. Those teams in the first wave, and again, maybe that was why a little bit we saw some bad shots early
yeah,
on. It was like, okay, get ready, we're going.
yep,
These girls, at least, you know, are an hour or so behind that time. They knew that we'd started play, and they had a better idea of actually when their start time was, and it wasn't as much of, you know, we're going to go. And we had said to them, you know, that we were shooting for 10 o'clock, but that final decision wasn't really made until, like I said, 25 minutes or so before 10 that we decided it looks like we're in a little gap, let's go.
yep,
So, and again, like we're talking about, didn't think about that earlier, but that could have been the reason we saw some bad shots from those first few groups.
yeah. More advantages for these later tee times here. First up here on number 1 again, looks like we're going to have Brinkley Graves from Madeira. Electing to go with driver.
Again, Madeira in second place, 10 strokes behind Columbus Academy. Very nice there.
Good swing there. Maybe leaked a little bit right on her, but I think she likes it. And then next up here will be Nia Shebley from Columbus Academy.
Columbus Academy as a team coming into the event, the district shot 298. They had 2 scores of 72 and 2 scores of 77 as their counting scores. Outstanding play at districts to qualify. A little tougher conditions here yesterday, not as good, but still 10-shot lead for them.
Yeah, anytime a team can break 300 in a high school competition, they're doing something right. So
there's a quick tee pickup. Happy with that.
yep.
Finally, Sophie King from Fenwick. What she's
Looks like something.
Yeah, it looks like something isn't.
They got the wrong person.
I don't know what that was about.
She walked off the tee box and I don't know what she was looking at.
Yeah, I don't know don't know the issue here right now. It looks like she was ready to hit her tee shot, and maybe a coach or somebody pulled her back there. But yes, she should be heading. At least I'm assuming that was Sophie King. I mean, we don't really know the girls.
Yeah, we need them to wear name tags or something. That would help
yeah,
us.
Name tags would be good, you know, or you know, a jersey with their names on the back or something would help. We're just trying to identify the young ladies from who's supposed to be teeing off, and then catch them later. We're making little notes here to what they're wearing, so that's how we identify them later. So
yep.
We don't have spotters walking with them or anything like that. We're going to call this the discount TV stream, doing the best we can with what we got. But
maybe we can start a movement, start wearing jerseys at golf tournaments.
Yeah, you know, like PGA Junior tournament leagues, or whatever, they do that, right?
Yeah, they got their names on their back.
Yeah, maybe we could do that.
I like that idea.
Looking here, we can see number 1 tee from here. Still haven't seen anyone head to that tee from Fenwick, so I'm not really sure what's going on over there.
Maybe they're taking a little break or something. If there's a puddle or on the green, maybe.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. Maybe they have suspended play. Maybe that's what happened right there, that she started to head to the tee, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, we're too wet to play on. Like we said, maybe 14 is unplayable at this point or something like that. And so, you know, if they do have to suspend play because of the rain, on one hole, it's going to stop the whole proceedings here. And as we look at number 1 tee, it almost looks like you may have hit the nail on the head, Jordan. It looks like
People are walking back.
Yeah, more and more people heading this direction. Kind of surprising to me a little bit right now because the rain
Right.
is not as hard as it has been. But again, maybe we got into some conditions out there where someone was asking for a ruling, and the rules officials weren't able to grant them relief or something from a temporary water situation.
There
And
we
as
go.
we speak right now, we hear the horns blow, so we have suspended play. I think
We'll probably get a report about what it was for, but
yeah, again, from the conversation we had earlier and the daylight situation we're dealing with here, you know, if we bring these girls in for a half hour or so and we're not able to continue play, and again, looking at the radar, it could be simply, Jordan, it may not be a water situation. We could have a lightning strike in the area that would bring us in.
yep.
Not following that as we're here on the broadcast, but for whatever reason that would be, as we bring these young ladies in, we really don't have much time in the day to keep them in and not get them back out on the golf course quickly. So
That's right.
if time passes here, half hour or so, we're probably getting to the point then that we probably don't have enough time left in the day to resume play. At that point in time, this would be declared an 18-hole event, and we'd use scores from yesterday to determine the champions. At this point in time, Columbus Academy is leading the team competition.
They've got to be a little bit happy inside, right? Not having
Sure.
to play today.
Yeah, you know, it's always good when you win a state championship, no matter how you do it. So there may be a part of them would want to go out and extend their lead, right?
For sure.
But
A little bit of both there.
let's just put it this way: they're the least disappointed team here
Yeah.
right now. Well, other than some teams that maybe weren't in it that just didn't want to play in the rain.
Yeah,
they
true.
could be happy too. But again, at this point in time, if we do not get back out, Columbus Academy would be your state champion, and Eva Lim would be your state champion again, leading by 1 stroke in the individual competition. And that's, you know, there are really probably some girls that are just, there's 2 girls 1 stroke behind that I'm sure
they're wanting a
we're
chance.
chomping at the bit to get out on the course and see if they couldn't chase Eva down. But again, Eva would be a 2-time defending state champion because she won it last year, and I believe she's only a junior, so she'd have a chance to win it 3 years in a row next year if that's the case. But we don't know that yet, but that is the situation right now. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go to a break, try to find out a little information for you. We'll probably go to a weather delay. If we do end up calling play, I think we're going to come back on air and try to bring you the trophy presentation. So that could happen here. It's 11 o'clock our time now, so it's probably going to be decided here pretty quickly whether we're going to get the opportunity to go back out or not. If not, I would think trophy presentation could happen around noon or something like that. So if you are watching the stream, we're going to go to a break here. If you could keep it up and see, and if we do get to a trophy presentation, we'll come back on and kind of present that to you here. I think that's probably the direction we're heading, truthfully. I don't think we've got much time with the weather and looking at the forecast and the radar that we're going to get back out on the golf course and complete this at least before dark. So thank you for watching. Again, if we don't get a chance to get back on, I want to thank everyone involved in putting on the telecast, from Carl and Joe and Greg and Liberty, all the guys from the Springboro High School Media Arts class that were manning cameras, all the staff here, Heather Wood, from the maintenance staff, Dan Walter and his crew, all our staff that was helping man the cameras, Steve Jurek and the Miami Valley Golf Association crew who are administering the tournament. Quite an effort to put this on, and
absolutely
glad we got to bring you coverage yesterday and a little bit of it today, and hopefully we get back out there, but probably a pretty good chance that this is it for us.
Yep. And don't forget yourself, Neil. You deserve a shout out too. You, the whole staff at Heatherwood, Tom West, Matt Cole, Jen Pauley, yourself, Corey and his old beverage and food and beverage crew.
Yeah, and your first time at doing this too, and did an outstanding job. So have fun doing it, and hopefully we get to bring you something here in the future.
Yep. Thanks, Neil. judging by the fact that I saw a guy take the flag out on 18. One of the Heatherwood guys.
Hey, we're calling it all together. Okay, it's on 8. Joe, we're done.
Alrighty. Everybody, if you want to try to go get some food, go to the clubhouse. I'm gonna just shut down the live stream.
So what we may do is trophy presentation. We get a time for that. Maybe we could broadcast that.
Okay.
That'll be up by the clubhouse.
Alright.
So.
Alright, then I'll just keep the stream going.
Yeah, I told them that we may come back with that.
Alright.
So let me see if I hang on. Let me see if I can get a time.
Alright.
And then I'll let you know, and that way you can let your people know.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, sorry. We have a time on trophy presentation.
It's probably going to be about 20 minutes, man, I guess.
Okay.
I
Good.
want to get everybody in, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. We'll try to get a camera in there for it.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
Trophy presentation in 20 minutes. Probably have to grab the camera from number 10 at this point.
Alright.
And I don't know where they're doing it up there. They're doing it somewhere up there.
Okay.
Is there anything we should grab?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take this stuff actually.
Okay. I can take the board again. Take the tape and the stapler too.
How do I open it?
Does it matter if this gets a little
All right, can I have your attention, please? My name is Dr. John Cronauer, and I'm the Director of Sport Administration for the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and it is my privilege to be here representing the OHSAA in the state to present the awards for the D2 Girls State Golf Championship. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate today. We tried our best to get it in, but too much standing water. So what happens with that is it becomes a one-day tournament, and we revert to the scores from day one to determine our team champions, our individuals, and then also the Coaches Association recognizes first and second team All-State. So with that, we are going to bring up our D2 runners-up from Madeira High School, Coach Katie Kaufman, with a 327 Madeira High School. Come on up, ladies. Take and put a medal on. All right, here we go. Congratulations, Madeira High School. All right, our Division II champions from Columbus Academy, Coach Maggie Freitag with a 317. Columbus Academy, come on up. Columbus Academy. Congratulations, ladies. All right, our medalist honors. We had a tie for second place. Sophie Fink from CHCA and Ellie Hartung from Madeira shooting 71s. Ladies, I only have one second place medal today. We'll get you one. Whoever doesn't walk home with it, you can fight that one out. But let's put it on and get a picture. We'll take separate pictures and do that. There we go. All right, let's do it individually as well. There. And our medalist, shooting a 70 from Columbus Academy, Eva Lem. All right, as I said, the Coaches Association awards first and second team All-State based on the top 16, but we had some ties, so we're improvising a little bit. But from the Coaches Association representing D2 is Rhonda Nye from Van Buren, so thank you for helping present awards. Second team All-State, Grace Kellett from Madeira. Casey Latimer from Newark Catholic. Anuj Patel from Orange. Annika Rain from Madeira. Charlotte Soller from Marymount. Bran Harstein from Ridgewood. Ryan Dickman from St. Joe Catholic, Central Catholic. All right, congratulations, girls. You good? All right. First team All-State, and there will need to be a couple plaques sent out. And I apologize on the names. Nella Sabelli from Columbus Academy. Addison Adams from Van Buren. Sophie Clerico from Keystone. Rosella Lovato from Zane Trace. Olivia Baker from St. Clairsville. Joy Kim from St. Peter's. Elizabeth Pollock from Chagrin Falls. Ellie Hartong from Madeira. Sophia Fink from CHCA. And Eva Lem from Columbus Academy. We can once we get her to. Okay, keep taking pictures. But before we get out of here, I want to thank the staff at Heatherwood, the Miami Valley PGA, and all the volunteers that we had working who made this event what it was. And again, apologize for the weather, but it wasn't their fault. They really, again, put on a first-class tournament. Let's give them another round of applause. And I have a request for the second team All-State girls to come back up for a picture here when we're done with this group. And anybody who would like to be interviewed, we're just inside the room over here on the left. Oh, you're going to be right here. I'm sorry. Interviews will be right here. Thanks again, everyone, and travel safe home. Okay. Yep, it's up there. She's got it.
Okay, so there'll be a moment where there's going to be some interviews here shortly, but we got to wait for some people to clear out. So you can go to a graphic or something for a moment, and then I'll call you when it's time for interviews. Okay, thank you.
All right, we've got the team from Madeira, second year in the row. They are the state runner-up. Let's give them a hand. Good job, ladies. Introduce yourselves to us.
I'm Ellie Hartung.
I'm Grace Kellett.
Pass it on down.
I'm Annika Rane.
I'm Brinkley Graves.
I'm Maggie Meyer.
I'm Emma Combs.
And I'm Coach Katie Kaufman.
All right. You didn't get to did anybody get to start playing today? Some of you did. Okay, because of the rain, OHSAA had to call the second day. So when you left last night, were you feeling pretty good going into today?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I was feeling good.
Yeah, I was excited to get to play, but sad we got called off.
Yeah, I was very excited for my teammates.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to play in the rain last year, so I knew these girls had it in them because they actually played better the second day in the rain last year, so I knew they were going to come out in full force today.
Coach, tell us about your team.
Oh, so many words that I could say. These girls have just been killing it all year. We had a undefeated season in regular match play. We won our CHL championship this year. We came in first at sectionals and then first at districts to make it here. And now we're a state runner-up for the second year in a row. Bummed that we couldn't play today, but can't do anything about the weather. Annika and Grace, our seniors, would have liked to see them play, but they are going on to bigger and better things. And then we'll be coming back with the remaining 4 next year. I'm super excited.
So for those of you playing again next year, what's the strategy?
I would say just to go out there confidently and play your best is all you can do.
To be confident and lock in the off season.
Yeah, I would say stay focused and just be confident and let the good things happen. I don't know.
Don't doubt yourself and work hard in the off season.
Just going to ask, what do you want to say to your parents and your friends and your coaches who are all here, just all together?
For the support.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks.
Congratulations to you all. We'll look forward to seeing you here again next year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies. I don't know if the first place team, I think they may have split, but I don't know. Who was first place? Oh, Columbus Academy. Let me see if they're here, if we can find them. Where can I put this? Let me see if...
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, there you go. Okay, go back to message boards for a minute. We're trying to track one more down. Are we done?
You want me to do any kind of sign off, or we can just be done?
You can do a sign off. Say something about the students
rain?
and the kids and the rain. Yeah.
All right.
So Maureen's going to come on to do a final wrap up.
For all of us with OHSAA, Miami Valley Golf, the city of Springboro, and Heatherwood, we wish you all a great evening. We're so glad these girls got at least one day of play, and we will look forward to seeing all of you again next year. I'm Maureen Russell Hodson, and thank you so much for watching.